Here we are with another Friday morning live. We're at September 19th, 2025. Hope everybody's doing well. We got a beautiful gray morning. We get some rain, looks like. I don't know. Still a beautiful warm day. Yeah, looks like some rain maybe. Let's check for any sound check. Let's do a sound check before we go any further. Gotta make sure. Yeah, okay, looks like it's working. Yeah, so we're right a few couple days before the autumn solstice. So we are in the southern hemisphere. They are going into spring. We're going into this deep sleep. And the southern, they're going to be awakened. It's interesting how the seasons happen around the planet. Very interesting. Everything has these cycles. Even our body has these cycles, and our body works with the Earth's cycles. So that's why I found for the last 35 years to do my fasting in sync with these season cycles. It really, really helps the body get ready much in a much better state when you fast, so it prepares itself for the next season cycle. And this is why we focus our season change dry fasts, right? We have our daily dry fasts, 12-hour windows, including our sleep, of course. We have our weekly 24-hour cycle. We have our monthly 3-day cycle, right? And then the season changes. We put a little more focus on our dry fast, but this is, of course, for people living and loving the lifestyle, the art of subtraction, the MFS, art of subtraction lifestyle. We don't suggest people eating obstructive diets, do any dry fasting. I don't suggest. It's so, making sure, you prepare the GI tract, keeping it as empty as possible, especially on the season changes, because you want to get into that 5-day, 5-day plus. Newbies, you want to get past 3 days, right? 3 days is your monthly. So you want to get into 3.5, 4 days, 4.5, 5. Slowly work our way to getting into the higher hours of dry fast. And, these are the times where we want to keep ourselves busy, right? We want to keep ourselves busy. We don't want to just be laying around, because we need as I was speaking on Wednesday about energy. Energy comes from the lymphatic system. Then that lymphatic system needs to move. If we don't have a free flowing lymphatic system, I can assure you we do not have any energy. We'll be alive. because our blood is flowing, but it's not able to take out um, the wastes, the obstructions from all the areas because the lymphatic system, the energy system, is stagnant, and the blood also will be stagnant in certain areas, and especially in the smaller capillaries and so on and so forth. Especially like his eyes and so on. You got microscopic capillaries, and so how do you keep these things free flowing? Well, we it's not with food. Just if you want to know what people's bodies look like, you just go look at the plumbing in their houses. If they eat at home. These days, so many people uh, choose to eat at restaurants, right? They eat out. A big percentage of people don't eat at home. But for the people who eat at home, we can look at the plumbing, and we can also look at the plumbing at restaurants, and then you will know the state of people's bodies if you look at the plumbing. If the plumbing is all plugged up because of all the heavy duty deep fried stuff and all the oils and fats, what do you think the body's going to be looking like? Yeah, I know people make all kinds of claims. Let them make their claims. Let them make their claims. I look at the evidence. What we put in our body becomes. We get the face that we deserve by the age 50, they say, right? So, and you can see some people evil spewing right out of them. So let's keep that lymphatic system flowing. Let's focus on the season change dry. Right? Let's prepare those 2-3 days before the season change. Stay on mostly liquids and fruit, right? The Master Fast Hybrid is perfect. Or if you just want to stay on the liquids, on Master Fast, right? Just stay on liquids, and then you're prepared. You can clear out the GI tract with your enemas, right? Or go get a colonic. And away we go. Jump into your dry. Enjoy it. Get the meditations, prayers happening, your breath work, and just let it ride. Just let it ride. It's a wonderful thing to experience the dry fasting state, which is, to me, our natural state, right? It's our truly natural state. So, make it happen. Make it happen. Or not. As we see what's happening around the world, people do what they do. No care in the world for the environments, no care in the world for anybody else. People will do what they do. And that's the way it is. As people are, you know, in a massively selfish, greedy state around the world these days. And, we don't have a care in the world. We need to get our selfie traveling or whatever. But, we need to stay grounded. We need to stay grounded. We need to be wise. We need to be prudent, right? There's so much nasty things going on around the planet. It just turns the stomach. So be wise, be prudent. Get that the dry fasting cycle happening. Make it part of your lifestyle when if you choose this, the MFS art of subtraction lifestyle of less is more. We're not talking about eating more. We're talking about eating less and doing more. Keep that energy flowing, and you will be able to do more. You want to eat? Eat. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's gonna stop you, and you have the whole system will support you when you're in pain, misery, and suffering. The system's there to support you with drugs and surgery. That's the way it is, right? I'm afraid. If you just look at statistics, hospitalizations and so on and so forth, they have skyrocketed since lockdown. Skyrocketed. A huge percentage of the population is in, massive trouble. Millions have dropped dead since the lockdown. Millions, right? There's millions of people dying, millions of people being born. But the birth rates, birth rates are way down compared to the baby boomer years. Even though we have a bigger population, the percentage of people having babies, not just the amount of people, because there's so many more people than there was in the baby boomer years. That there's a big number of births, but the percentage-wise of people having births is way down. When you're in pain, misery, and suffering, you're not going to think about having a family. If you're only about me, right? Selfish, you don't care about a thing in the world, just about doing whatever you do, you're not going to be thinking about having a family. Having a family is a huge commitment. You need to choose a partner, get married, and start a home, and plan a family. Lots of things need to be in place to make it happen, especially these days with the price and cost of everything. People looking at that, and that makes it a deterrent. Kids, children, it's best to have them when you are young, vibrant, because it's work. It's a little bit of work to raise children, right? You need to have the energy. If you're living and loving it, you'll be able to have energy for decades. You can have children at any age. So focus on those season change dries. We have another couple of weeks. We can get that in there. 2 weeks before the 21st, 2 weeks after. That's your 1 month time to get your season change dry. So you have the whole month, right, to make it happen. And you can choose to be in sync with your monthly dries. You can, do them in the same time frame. Or some people like to do the moon cycles. They like to do their dry fasts on the full moon or new moon, right? Everybody has their preferences. The full moons bring up a lot of cravings, especially parasitic cravings. So if you're having a lot of cravings, you need to, if you're having a lot of cravings in the full moons, we need to clean house. That's all that's telling us. The terrain is not in a good state if there's parasites. If we're loaded with parasites, we're not in a good state. So we need to really clean house. We need to clean house. So if there's anybody out there, any questions, now's a great time. Otherwise, we'll call it a day. We can get back to going on with our days. Wherever you are, have a great morning, afternoon, evening. Send plaf to all the people in dire needs right now. And we'll send plaf especially to the evil ones. We'll pierce their hearts with divine plasma love, always flowing, so that they may see what they're doing is wrong. It's because there is right and wrong. With that said, ciao for now. We'll see you back on the page. We'll see you back next call, Wednesday, Facebook Live. Ciao for